Okay, Tommo, it's about the 3rd of January. It's easy to lose count once you get past New Year's, hey? But I'm back to work tomorrow. I've been thinking all this time that I've been promising to make you a video, so that's it. I'm going to make for you my family's favourite, which is refried beans. Now, as you might remember, I spent quite a bit of time in Central America, teaching in schools and living in the community, and they loved beans. They made the most fantastic food. It was quite a long time ago now, almost 20 years that I did that, but I've carried this little love of Mexican food ever since, so we're going to give it a crack. Now, this is going to be Ben's version of refried beans. If you ever show this to a Mexican person, they'll just punch me in the face, so, you know, let's just call it refried beans, not anything Spanish. This is my version. Let's go. So, first things first, just going to do a cheeky little onion. So, it doesn't have to be too fine. We're just going to go for an easy dice. Now, it's been cloudy here today, but hot as. Absolutely roasting. We're trying to cool down before I did this video, but like, good luck, buddy, good luck. Whew, already feeling the heat. That's before I've added any chili. So we're gonna start with a little bit of olive oil. Not too much. You beaut onion, let's get you in there. Lovely. Now, that's going to start to sizzle. What we want to do, we want to sweat these down. It doesn't have to be butter soft. I actually prefer the onions to stay a little bit crunchy, get a little bit of heat on them, get a little bit of colour on them. So we're going to cook a little bit hotter than you normally would if you're just sweating down onions. Now, while that's going, we're going to prepare, of course, a cheeky bit of garlic. Now, because we're cooking the onions a bit hot, I don't want to add them yet. What I will add though is some rosemary. Now we're going to do a cheeky bit of rosemary early, and we'll do some at the end. So it does completely flavour the onions, but also at the end it then adds a bit of freshness. It actually works two ways, which I love. In goes the old rosemary. Beautiful. Okay, now while that's happening, I'm just going to show you. I've got here a bit of fennel seeds, a bit of cumin seeds, and of course the chili. We're going to about a teaspoon of the seeds and about a tablespoon of the chili. I'm going to say a tablespoon and a half. I absolutely love chili. You know it. You know it. Can't go wrong with a bit too much chili. Now, that's actually the first of 3 kinds of chili we're going to be sticking in this. Come on, you onions. I want to see a little bit of colour on you before we're going to put in anything else. And while we're doing that, I'll just talk to you a bit about spices. So these are going to cook off in a minute once we've added some other bits. But these are the other kinds of chili I was talking about. So we've got the cayenne pepper, we've got ground cumin, we've got chipotle ground, which is smoked jalapeno chili. I've also just got a little bit of nutmeg in there. Now that's not traditional at all as far as I'm aware, but I found a little bit of nutmeg actually adds this incredible depth to the beans. What we're going to end up today with is something that's a bit sticky, a bit sweet, really spicy, and of course that creamy yumminess that you get with beans, you know? It's just all the good things. Perfect with some tortilla chips, put them in some wraps, you do whatever you want with them. Personally, I like a bit of cheese on the top with tortilla chips, homemade nacho cheese. Sometimes we do them with, you know, you've got to put a bit of sour cream and some just, you can just have it in a wrap with some fresh herbs on top. Okay, Tommo, this is just looking cracking. Look at that colour. Okay, good. Let's get our good garlic. Now, as you know, I've got daughters, and this will help keep those pesky teenage boys away as well. Beautiful colour on that. Alrighty, that garlic, you can start to smell it immediately, so you don't want that to burn, so let's get the seeds in. Oh, beautiful colour. Oh yeah. Now, this, Tom, you're going to be impressed. Coconut oil is the same colour as this pig's lard. I'm sorry, bro. You know, I've got to keep it real. Now, we're just going to go with a good dollop. Now, this seems outrageous. I know what you're thinking already. Bloody outrageous, but it just adds this absolutely fantastic and absolutely irreplaceable taste to the beans. What it does is the chili, the seeds will start to pop and crackle, and they'll absorb into that oil. And as the oil sort of goes throughout the whole dish, you'll get this beautiful uniform flavour. Oh yeah. Luckily, we've got this absolutely cracking tomato. Now, this is a really good way to deal with it. You don't want that to burn. You just want it to sizzle, and you can see now, starting to get that absolutely wonderful colour and sizzle in there. We're going to go in with the tomato. It'll melt. This tomato will absolutely melt. Don't worry about the seeds. Don't worry about the skin. Absolutely melts through. And go with those. Now, look at that colour, man. Look at the colour. Beautiful. Now, while that's cooking down, we're going to add a little bit of the balsamic. Oh man, I know you can't smell it. The lard, fantastic, fantastic. Just the smell. Ooh. Okay, let's let the acidity burn off a little bit. You get quite a harsh smell when it first comes through, but that's really going to sweeten the dish. And look, that's the basis, I've got to say, to anything you want. You could turn that from there into many different Mexican dishes. You can add veggies and turn that into a stew. You could add chicken, you could add seafood, just a quick fry of seafood. You could add chicken and some beer and just let that cook down. That's an instant meal. But we're not, we're beans. It's all about beans. Okay, mate. Tomato puree. Two heaping. I reckon that's probably 3 tablespoons. Now, this is when we're going to go in with our spices as well. Now remember those spices. There was the nutmeg in there, there's the cumin, there's 2 kinds of chili, the cayenne and also the chipotle, and you can start to smell the smokiness straight away from that chipotle. Now you've got to fry this off because you don't want any kind of raw tomato-y taste in there, you don't want any kind of raw spicy taste in there, but you don't want it to burn, so we're going to give it a bit of god juice. And the chili is getting me, but that's all good. That's what it's meant to do. Okay. Now, you can still sort of smell that raw spice flavour. I don't know how to describe it to you, but I'm going to say it's floury. You know, you can smell the spice, but it's still got a little sort of floury smell to it. So we're going to give it a second. And if there's a little bit of thing that catches on the bottom of the pan, no harm done, mate. No harm done. Let's give it now. Okay, let's just horrify everyone straight away. Butter beans. We're going to go in with butter beans. Yeah, I don't care. Butter beans just add the most fantastic texture. Red kidney beans, you can go black. Oh, that's the second one. There's always three, so wait for that. Ooh. That, my friend, is super. Oh my god, can you see the sheen on those beans? Can you see it's gonna. And there's nothing left on the bottom there. That's all that beautiful flavour that we fried in is in those beans. We're gonna crack in with some herbs. That's a bit more of the rosemary. And mate, I'm gonna get the lid. Okay man, we are back and these have been bubbling away for half an hour. Came back after 15 minutes, give them a little bit of a stir, put in the rest of the water, that's about a cup of water, just to make sure that it was going to be hydrated enough. I've just taken the lid off, it's formed a little crust. You can see the rosemary starting to wilt in there. It's looking absolutely cracking. So, mate, next thing to do, we just got to try this for seasoning. So, we're just going to go a little bit of salt. I don't want to go wild because often I serve this with things that are quite salty, like nacho cheese or tortilla chips. You just don't need it. Oh my god, yum, mate! The flavouring on that, the smokiness, the sweetness, the balance of the different chilies is cracking. But till you get a bean, you never know, do you? So, let's have a bean. That's the one. But you haven't tried it until you've had a crack with a tortilla chip. So, we're gonna go a couple of these, one of those. And look, it coats the back of a spoon. It's quite a thick sauce still. Now, we're going to go a bit of avocado. And we'll go a little bit of feta cheese on there. Because, you know, we're feeling fancy-schmancy. And, how's that? What do you reckon, mate? That is the beans. Now, before I chomp into this, I'll just mention, I said at the beginning, refried beans. You're like, dude, where's the refried? Well, this is the first go at it. So we have this tonight. At the end of the night, what I do is stick blender, give it a good blend, and then you can store it. You can freeze it. It doesn't get, it doesn't affect the flavour at all if you freeze it. And you come back, reheat it, refry it. It's absolutely cracking. This is a gift that just keeps giving. So I hope that's given you a little bit of inspiration. I'm going to yum into this before the girls get in here. And that is my sweet, smoky beans a la Ben. And I hope you loved it. I hope you've taken care and see you soon. Cheers.